To create a stamp print, you need to start with an eraser. Here's a little cube that I cut from an eraser, and there's a sharp carving tool that you need to be very careful with. If you look closely, you'll see there's a little scoop with a razor blade at the end. We need to keep our hands away from the point. You're going to draw some simple straight lines in the cube, but stay away from your finger. Put your finger down low so you can't accidentally cut yourself if it goes skidding through the eraser and snaps out quickly at the other end. You'll see a little bit of eraser got scooped out, and now I'm just cleaning it out a little bit, going over it a few more times gently and lightly. Do not scoop too deep. You want a thin line in your eraser. And now you can turn the eraser and try another line from another direction. Straight lines work best. Don't get fancy and try to do curves and zigzags and circles. Keep it simple. You only need about 2 or 3 lines in the eraser for this to make an interesting stamp. Now I'm doing a diagonal line going from the middle. I like to work my way out to the outside and then clean up my little curves. The biggest mistake is students like to dig too deeply into their eraser and make the gouge. Now you're going to pick your 3 favorite colors and you're going to color in the tops of the eraser. Not the grooves, but the top. Keep the caps off the eraser so it will go quickly because you don't want the colors to dry out. You want to color that eraser and then turn it over and stamp it onto a white piece of paper without letting the colors dry. So don't bother putting the caps back on in between. I'm using my 3 favorite colors and I'm filling in the high part of the eraser. Then line it up on a piece of paper and start doing a border along the edge. Press down and put pressure on it with your other hand, and that makes the dark value. But then I want you to make another one beside it that's a lighter value, a faded stamp. Reapply the same colors in the same spots on the eraser. Remember, you don't need to put the caps on. We're going to continue on with the pattern, going dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, by making 2 stamp impressions after we ink. The first one will be the dark one, and the next one will be the light one. It's very important to line up your stamp before you let it touch the paper so it doesn't become crooked or slanted. Also, you may notice that I've changed the direction of my stamp. The top row has the little triangle pointing up, and the second row has the little triangle pointing down. So you might want to play around with how you turn your stamp. I want you to stick with these same 3 colors all the way around the perimeter of the paper. So create a frame, if you will, with the first 3 colors. And when you're done with your frame or border, you then can change colors. And if you want to carve some other lines on the opposite side, you could even change your design.